At the end of this lesson, you will know about comparative and superlative adjectives. You will also be able to teach your students how to compare nouns using different forms of adjectives. We already know that adjectives are words that describe nouns, but adjectives have more than one job. They can also compare nouns. For example, look at the following sentences. My house is big. My sister's house is bigger than mine. My mother's house is the biggest. Adjectives that are used to compare two things are called comparative adjectives. They are almost always used with than. For example, bigger than, shorter than, prettier than, etc. However, when we want to compare three or more things, we use superlative adjectives. Superlative adjectives are words that show us which thing has the most or least of something in a group. We always use the before superlative adjectives. Now let's go over some rules that tell us how to make adjectives into comparative or superlative adjectives. The general rule is that we add er to make comparative adjectives and est to make superlative adjectives. For words that end with a silent E, we just add R and ST because the E is already there. For adjectives that end with Y, we remove the Y and add IER and IEST. For small adjectives with little stress on vowels, we double the last consonant before adding ER and EST. For some adjectives, instead of using ER or EST, we use the words more and most. These are usually words that have two or more syllables. There are some words that have completely different comparative and superlative forms. These are called irregular adjectives. Look at some examples here. In most cases, when we use the word very, we add the positive form of an adjective, like the word even is often used with a comparative form. Moreover, since only two people are being compared in this sentence, we use the word more handsome rather than most handsome. Here, two decisions are being compared, even though the second decision is not mentioned directly. Moreover, even though the word then is not used directly after the adjective, it is still a clue that tells us we need to use a comparative adjective. Before you explain comparison of adjectives, review the concept of adjective with your students. Here are two simple review exercises you can do.
Remember, adjectives are describing words. They tell us more about people, places, things, and animals.
Divide your class into groups of 4 or 5. Give them sheets of papers and ask them to use color pencils to write on the paper. Give each team a noun. You can use any simple noun. Tell your class that each group must come up with 4 or 5 adjectives describing their noun and write these adjectives on their paper. You can write some hints on the board, such as size, color, shape. Walk around the class and provide help as needed. You can ask questions to give them more hints. Is the dog scary or friendly? What kind of a boy is he? Does he help other people? You can review adjectives by showing a picture to your class. Ask questions about the picture and write down all the adjectives being used. Use a colored chalk for adjectives.
Let's practice adjectives. Look at this picture. What animal can you see in the picture?
Hen.
Great! How many hens can you see?
3.
Yes, 3 is an adjective. It tells us how many hens there are. What is the hen's color? What is its size?
White. It's big.
Small.
Big and small are both adjectives too. So is white and all the other colors. How do Zain and Amal look? Are they sad?
No, they look happy.
Great! Happy, sad, good, bad are also adjectives.
You can use any picture and ask questions about it to help your students review adjectives. Draw or show a picture of a car to your class.
This is a picture of a fast car. What is this?
Train.
And this is a plane. It is also a very fast plane. Now, if I want to tell someone that the car is fast, but the train is more fast, we change the word fast just a little bit. When we want to compare two things, we add er to the word. But what if we want to compare more than two things? When we want to compare more than two things, then we add est to the word. The car is fast. The train is faster. The plane is the fastest.
You can use the words zyada and sabse zyada to explain the concept once. Another way to reinforce this idea is to ask 3 children of different heights to come stand in front of the class. All children should be tall. Write tall in big letters on 3 separate cards. Make 2 more cards with the words ER and EST. These should be in different colors.
Amal, Zain and Sarah, can you please come to the front of the class?
Call the shortest of the 3 children to come stand next to you first.
Amal is tall. Zen is also tall. Sarah is also tall. But how can we say who is taller? Yes, we add the word er. And who is the tallest? Sarah. Sarah is the tallest of the 3 children.
Tell your students that you always use then with er words, while words that have est always have the written before them. Zen is taller than Aman. Sarah is the tallest.
Practice adjectives and the comparison forms with your class. Write the words on the board and discuss how the words are changed. Don't forget to tell them that for words that end with Y, they must add IER and IEST. Try this game to practice the concept of comparing adjectives.
Okay, now listen to the sentence carefully. Mother's room is the dash room in the house. Mother's room is the dash room in the house. Who can tell me what should we add to clean to make the right word? Mother's room is the cleaner room in the house. Does that sound right? Remember, I use the word the before the adjective. Whenever we use the before the adjective, we use est. Mother's room is the cleanest room in the house. That sounds right. Excellent.
If it is easier, you can always write the sentences on the board and students can use colored chalk to add in ER, EST or IER and IEST to the adjectives.